what I'm trying to say? So I realized, me as an artist, I've been creating art because it makes me happy. And when people come over and they see my art, it makes them happy. I'm like, I'm doing something, because every time I get in a dark place, the first thing I do is create. I create this art and it makes me happy. And then when I have my friends and neighbors and stuff come over, family, and it makes them happy, I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I'm always chasing happiness, whether I'm buying material things, whether I'm going on vacation, and I'm never happy. And then I realize the true happiness comes from my art. And when I create, I'm able to put out that work to make other people happy. And then I realized, if people understood my story, how I was raised, my upbringing, the stuff that I've been through, and I've always came back to art, and I've had so much negative, but I'm still that, genuinely that caring person. I realize, and I'm still creating happiness, and I'm still coming back to the art. That means something. I have to follow art. There was part, that I haven't painted in the past, 2 years, and I bought a home and I have a studio up here, and I said, hey, I'm gonna start creating again when I have a studio, and I never did, But it's when I get into those bad slums, when I don't want to do anything, it's like I'm tired of the world, I'm tired of responsibility. I sit down and I come up here and I paint, and I'm happy, and I want to continue, being happy and doing happy things. And then I would realize it was the art. And then when I'm painting and I paint something like this, I just look at it and it's happiness. I go to Florida, I went to the beach and I started mixing the colors that remind me of that 80s vibe in Florida. When you go to Destin, it's like that 80s, hot pink, hot neon yellow. That inspires me. I put it in my canvas because when I look at this, it reminds me of that. I put my influence of graffiti in here because I grew up around that. I put little cute characters to make the kids happy, to make, people happy. They say, hey, that's funny, you know. And if they can hang this up in their house, and then someone walks in, and the first thing they do is notice that, and it makes their vibe go to happiness. Man, that's what I want to do. Just make people happy because I want to be happy because I know what it is like not to be happy. So I decided, to make, a series of videos, explaining who I am, why my art, how my art evolved over the time, throughout the years. Like, I feel like I got better throughout the years, and I've taken time off. Like, I started creating these a few weeks ago, and 2 or 3 years ago I never had these ideas. But it's all the struggle that I went through that made me create this stuff, And then now that I'm sitting here and I'm creating lately, I want to, bring every aspect of art and influence into my art. Like, I don't just want to be known for this, I have my style, I have my characters, that's my logo, So you're gonna see my logo in all my paintings. I have the same kind of flow in all my lettering. I turn them into cartoon characters. I want to evolve that, but I also want to have realism. I don't just want to be stuck on one thing because I want everyone to be happy. I don't just want the kids to be happy. I don't want an adult to look at a canvas and say, hey, that's not for me. I want everyone to look at the canvas and be happy. Doesn't matter what you're into, you're gonna find it. And I want to create more realism, and then draw in that crowd so they can be happy off of my paintings and the story that I tell in my paintings. And not that all my paintings have a story, but this one reminds me of when I was in Destin, Florida. That was one of my inspirations for this painting. Like, when I do these, they have inspiration from when I was back in New York. And then I have like pooty themed sculptures here just to to incorporate that beach theme. But they don't all have the beach vibe. But that's what started it. It was something that happened in my life that I had to go to make me feel happy, and then I put that happiness here on the canvas. And what I want to do with these videos is tell people about my life. Tell people that are interested in my art, something about me. If you're buying a piece of art from me, I appreciate that. You're helping me pay my bills. You're helping me, put food on the table for my daughter. So I would like for you guys to, have an understanding of who I am as an artist. What's my purpose, here on earth, and it's to, I guess to make people happy. I want to bring my figures to life. I try to invest. I work on 9 to 5 right now, and the money that I make, I invest so I can create better art. Because at the end of the day, you can have all this material things, but what do material things do? Do they really make you happy? And a lot of times they don't. You get a high off of purchasing it, and you have like that high, like yeah, and then after a week later, it's like you don't feel the same. But I don't feel like that with art. I go back to art always, and always save me, and I've never appreciated it, and now I do. I never want to turn back on it. I want to keep creating art. I want to make people happy. I want to put my happiness in their home. I want that vibe. It's all about the positive vibe and energy, guys. So this is a small introduction, and also I have a camera. I have a D71 85 millimeter lens. In order for me to make videos with this camera, I would have to put it 20 feet back over there, you know. So I'm using my cell phone right now, doing pretty good. But if you guys can recommend a camera that I can sell, this one with the lens, and get one that's better for making videos and pictures, then let me know. Because I honestly, I bought this camera and I've had it for 2 years and I rarely use it, 3 years maybe, you know. Um, but yeah, guys, you know, I have a studio in my home now, on the second floor of my home. I work so hard. I only dreamt about these things, and like, you know, I just got back into art, you know, because I'm like, I need to nurture it. It makes me happy, and I realized I came up here, I got in my zone, and I created all this beautiful art, and everyone's happy, and I'm happy. I want to continue that journey, and I want you guys to be a part of that. And thanks for checking out this video, and share it. If leave some comments, and maybe you want to see something you want, you know, if you have an idea for episode, like, you know, how did I find my graffiti influence, you know, what was I doing 3 years ago when I wasn't painting, stuff like that. I'll make the videos. Thanks, guys.